Right here in the Idaho Plains, hunting the most dangerous game. My God, there he is. Oh, he's beautiful. Look at that beard. Oh, his ears are fully erect. A beautiful specimen. Hair's getting a little thin up top, but otherwise good. No, he's definitely perking up right now. He's huge. He must bench at least 315. Oh, God.
John, you ever notice that commies, like in the country, are fat, but in communist countries, they're all starving to death?
Yeah, I mean, it's great here.
Oh, hey guys, today on Grantham, we're gonna be talking about American excellence, because if there's one thing we're good at, it's guns. That is our pastime. And one thing we develop better than anybody else, especially those damn Europeans, are elephant guns. Now, if you're not familiar with what an elephant gun is, well, it's a rifle that is made specifically to handle large game, such as
Some big animal. I can't put my finger on it, you know?
John, outside of military work, absolutely useless, such as a large communist, or more likely, some type of water buffalo, perhaps an elephant or something like that. So right here, we have the .458 Winchester Magnum, a ridiculous cartridge. But the point is, I've always wondered, you know, they're made for elephants and giraffes and stuff, but what happens if we shoot a human being with it?
Maybe they die. I feel like the Japanese scientists in World War II, you know, when you shoot a kid with an elephant gun, they probably died, and they're like, oh.
Now, before we get into it, we of course have to thank the biggest sponsor of the channel, who is Primary Arms. If you're looking to get a awesome US-made, US-source optic, of course you have the HTX-1, my current favorite pistol optic, as well as just about anything else you could possibly want. And of course, we cannot forget our second sponsor, who is Henry Repeating Rifles. You know what? There is a gun for everybody. Tons of models, hundreds of models available, whether it be big game hunting, whether it be plinking with your kids. They have something for you. They have an awesome brochure. Go and check out. And of course, Henry Thumb. Little link right below with a secret surprise if you sign up. I can't say too much about that. But of course, guys, we always advocate getting better at shooting. There's no better way to get better at shooting than dry fire. So Mantis will turn your weapon into a dry fire machine. Go and check them out. And finally, All Ammunition is sponsored for by AAC. Except for this stuff, because, well, they don't make big game hunting cartridges. But let's see what happens. You might ask yourself, what qualifies me to do these types of tests? Well, for one, I have a lab coat, and actually, I went to 3 years of medical school. However, I didn't finish. This makes me a doctor in certain countries that aren't well known within the UN. So first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to shoot in gel, after which we'll be testing this on our human analog right here. This is from Ballistic Dummy Labs. This is doing a great job at approximating what a human body would do. We have bone, we have brain, we have different types of tissues and organs in there. John, how realistic is this?
You're asking the wrong.
Realistic enough that John has to be over 200 feet away at all times. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get started. But before we do that, I've actually never fired a .458 Winchester Magnum, so I guess we're gonna do it in the slow-mo to see how dumb I look, to see if my stupid little sunglasses fly off when I shoot it.
That's gonna be great.
Now, I want to point out here that John the Ranger asked if I could shoot this first. So,
I'm scared.
as always, the Air Force leading the way in just making sure that the Army is safe. We're just, you know, the Rangers asked for help, we're there. Air Force Special Warfare,
Yeah,
let's go.
thank you, Mike. Thank you.
So, right here we have the .458 Winchester Magnum. This round is traveling at over 1,915 feet per second out of this particular gun and is delivering over 4,200 foot-pounds of energy. What does that mean? It means this is going to be really, really fun to fire.
In 3, 2, 1, action.
You know, I broke my neck in the military, and that wasn't too bad. That felt like a 10 gauge. John, you're scared of this.
I'm terrified. I'm shaking in my
Oh,
boots.
you see that launch? So cool. John, you're up.
John, are you scared?
I mean, only my shoulder is. It'll be all right. All right, let's see what Mike was crying about.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Let's keep doing it. Right here we have the 5.56 standard round in the M4 AR-15. Very great round. Next up we have the 308, or as we call it, the 308, a very devastatingly deadly round. And finally, we have what we're shooting today, the .458 Winchester Magnum. So this is a 77 grain projectile. This is a 150 grain projectile. This is a 500 grain projectile. Traveling slower, but my God, that is going to hit hard. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna see what happens to this gel block right here when we fire it through. All right, 458 Winchester Magnum through gel block.
1, action.
That went to Elon Musk's satellite. Oh my gosh. John, come over here and take a look at this.
Honestly, not as crazy as I thought it would be.
Dude, that's insane looking. Do you see all the explosive residue?
Yeah, it's still bad.
That was the most violent shot that we've seen through ballistics gel so far in the channel. That was incredibly violent. That literally just, it was a hallway in there. It was a hallway for like a solid little point in time on that slow-mo, and we got multiple explosions, and what's happening is all the oxygen in there is getting compressed and it causes that little blast. That was horrific. I thought maybe it'd have too much energy and just pass through without really doing much, but John, that was violent.
I mean, I could walk it off. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, I'm built different,
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
I got that dog in me. Okay, let's headshot him. Next up, we're going to be shooting old Edward right here. 500 grains. Now, the question might be, why start with the head?
Mozambique, probably. That's the drill, right?
Actually, it's a way simpler. We found out that with these really large rounds, that if we shoot down here, the entire thing's going to fall apart. So we're going to work our way down, because if we shoot here, the whole thing's just going to... Maybe we'll do that in the second one. But headshot first, then we'll do both lungs, then a gut shot, and we should get some pretty wild stuff. We'll probably do look at the back, see if it blows the back out. Yeah, that's what we do here. It's not what we do here. Okay, 458 Winchester Magnum on something very close to a human head. We can't shoot a real one. You can talk to Google about that, but...
look at him. He's fine.
John, come look at the back. It just elongated the skull. Bro, that was super violent.
Some aspirin and he's fine.
Let's talk about this. So now that we've seen the high speed, first off, that projectile in flight, crazy. And then you could see it hit with a incredible amount of force. But what's interesting is it did hit with enough for it to begin to destabilize. So once it hit the skull, it began to destabilize through, but that had nothing that could possibly slow it down. So this is important, of course, for a large game animal. Think about shit like an elephant in the freaking head. That's a very thick skull that it would have to deal with. So a human skull is going to prove very much so no problem for the 458 Winchester Magnum. But it's still interesting to me that it still had enough kinetic force just to open it up. Like, it's, what do they call it? The jet effect, when you partially liquefy the skull and the fragments and stuff, so it actually pushes it out through the entrance.
I know now.
Yeah, it's a JFK thing. They call it the jet effect when he's, or, I mean, JFK is probably shot from the other way. We could do a video on that. Anyhow, point is, violent. Okay, we've got 458 Winchester Magnum elephant gun shot through the heart. You sing the song? You not know the song?
No, I don't.
I got. Did you see the impact on the other side? Oh, look at that. That just didn't care. So there's a support pole right there. That just obliterated the heart, the spine. It just didn't care at all. But look at this. As you can see the impact.
Oh, I see it now.
So that's where the crater landed right there. Come over here and take a look. So that flowering immediately, and you can see a lot of the damage that occurred to the rest of the dummy. So it shattered the sternum and the collarbone coming through. And then if I spin this little guy around, we have a lot of extra damage outside of where the impact zone was from that just rapid expansion. That was a horrifically violent round. Now, a lot of hunting shots are, it's going to be good if you can do a, lung, heart, lung shot. So we're going to try a lung, heart, lung shot on a human being because, well, that's just the correct way to hunt.
More vital organs in one shot.
There you have it. It's like three birds, one stone.
Something like that.
We're now doing lung, heart, lung. Do you see how much expansion there was off that round? That's insane. Okay, that traveled in, that went through lung, heart, lung, and then exited. And just, that is one of the largest flower petals I've ever seen on a ballistic dummy. That is insanely large. My God, let's see on the high speed. What is it? POV 2004 rack. They're like, I found a bullet that they fired at me. Do you remember that? Okay, so that was incredibly violent. What I thought was interesting is due to the rapid force of the expansion of the tissues from how violent it was, it actually fractured the scapula completely and separated it, and then shattered a lot of the ribs and vertebrae. That's your human's not getting back up. He's not taking a step, no blood trail to follow. That's a clean, ethical kill right there.
How fast do you think you'd die from that?
Dude, that's immediate.
Wouldn't be immediate.
Well, not immediate. What do I look like a PJ? Come on.
So, what do you think, like 15 seconds and then it's lights
Yeah,
out?
no, I passed out. I'm not a PJ.
Okay.
But no, yeah, your death will occur quite quickly because your heart is obliterated. There is nothing to pump blood. Therefore, you're dead. Do not trip over that.
I'm not.
You look like it. John's right next to a very expensive camera. Be careful. You know, this guy's still dripping blood right here. It's not a good day. So one of the apparently one of the most painful shots that a human being can incur is a gut shot. Not typically recommended, but within Soviet Army doctrine for sure. But what John is going to do, because he's a ranger, is he's going to point blank gut shot this dummy with a .458 Winchester Magnum elephant gun round. Are you excited?
He is.
Doesn't make any sense.
What do you want from me?
Is this funny, John?
Yeah.
This isn't funny. This is science, John.
Okay,
Science has
okay,
a standard
okay,
that
yeah.
we need to hold to.
Yeah, I had a 0.1 GPA, so.
You excited? No. I'm being honest. I'm gonna get blood all over me.
In 3, 2, 1, action!
Oh my God. John, look at me. Look.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. John, you look like Patrick Bateman from American Psycho,
Yeah.
but more handsome.
No, I would say that.
Dude, look at that. That is so nasty.
Oh, it's residue.
Yeah, there's a bunch of gunpowder residue. So due to the proximity to it, it's gonna burn and leave some unburnt powder on the quote unquote skin. Very violent. I would say this guy he's fine. This guy is fairly dead at this point. We're gonna finish. We have some brain up here. Just gonna make sure that we get a lot of brain going everywhere, and then we'll give you our final thoughts on elephant gun versus human. John, go look. Look at the brain. That's the brain right there, so I don't know.
What's inside it? It looks like noodles.
I think it's I don't know.
Oh, it's coming apart.
Gross. Yucky.
Yucky.
Gross. Well, that just evacuated the cavity. Don't know what I expected. Wasn't that. So I guess we'll just count ourselves lucky that we got to see something. You know? You know, as we sit here on our Kawasaki, as we think about life, I think we're just feeling privileged that we get to do the science that allows us to shoot ballistic dummies with elephant guns and answer a question we've had for a long time, which is what, John?
What's this gonna do to a person?
Thank you. Exactly. That's exactly it. And you know, what we learned is it's extremely violent. Ridiculously violent, and it was super fun. You know, sometimes it's okay, just have a little fun and to answer a fun little silly question. What did you say, John?
Yeah.
Now these rifles are quite expensive because they come from a bygone era. But you know what? We love them. We're always happy to have a good time on Grantham, and of course stay tuned for more informational content in the future, whether that be serious or a little bit silly like today. Guys, take care. And final things we got for you guys is going to be dad advice with John.
Yeah. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Take more pictures with your friends.
You have it. So always good. Me and John, do we take any photos? Yeah, we do.
Every now and then.
Yeah, we do.
Not enough.
Not enough. We'll take more. Okay. Take care, guys. We are now going to finish the head off. I say that so weird. Hey, John, you still scared?
I bruised like a peach.
Oh, dude, my cousin was a ranger. He loved ranger school.
Yeah. That's where the real rangers come from.
Yeah.
That's not an elephant.
I heard that ranger battalion was like for people who weren't that good at ranger school.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah.
Bet when Abraham Lincoln got assassinated, his hat went flying.
Absolutely. I wonder if someone caught it in like the
Caught it in the air. Well, it's like once you go to a ranger school, you're just a ranger, right?
Well, your CAG. That's how that works.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We're now going to finish the head. Gosh dang it, it sounds weird. We're now going to shoot the head. We're just going to shoot it. Oh my God.
Two.